Good evening. 7 o'clock, as promised. Let me start with this. Compassion is the wish-fulfilling jewel, the auspicious jar from which the brilliance of good fortune comes. It is like the sky, spangled with stars of spotless virtues, always bringing prosperity and bliss. That was written by a Buddhist Tibetan monk named Longchenpa, who lived in the 1300s. He belonged to a monastery that was one of the most important monasteries in Tibet, called Samye, and he lived in the 1300s. His best book is known as the Seven Treasures, so if you wanted to check him out. Tonight we're going to talk about compassion. Welcome to the Premier Wellness Travel Meditation Sessions. I offer a time for us to breathe, to make connections, and to up our vibrations. I'm Cassandra Marcella Metzger. I'm a certified yoga therapist and the founder of Premier Wellness Travel. And I'm here to guide you in this discovery of this wonderful practice and its subtle but very powerful effects. And again, each weekday I'll try to be here at 6 o'clock. Today I'm an hour late because I had another event to attend, in order to inspire you to have some more possibility for groundedness, routine, kindness, and compassion, and tonight self-compassion specifically. And of course I'll be offering you some resources and tips along the way to explore while we do this. So let's get started. Let's first take a comfortable seat, close your eyes, and start to slow your breath. This is a self-compassion break, and it's something you can do really anytime during the day or night whenever you feel that you need a little self-compassion. We all are living right now through some very challenging times, so we maybe need to up the self-compassion. So actually, in order to do this, I need you to have you call up a little suffering. So I invite you to think about a time or situation in your life, even right now, that might be difficult for you. Maybe you're feeling stressed about homeschooling your kids, or you're having a problem in a relationship, or you're worried about something that might happen. So I'd invite you to think about something difficult, but not too difficult that it's overwhelming. You want to be able to think about it without feeling overwhelmed, especially if you're new to this practice of self-compassion. So we're going to find a situation and try to get in touch with it and with what's going on, what happened or what might happen, who said what, and what is really bringing the situation to life in your mind's eye. And then I'm going to bring a collection of 3 phrases to mind as we breathe that are designed to remind us to remember 3 components of self-compassion when we need it most. So bring that first one to mind, that situation rather to mind. For me, I'm grieving my father's death, which occurred 5 weeks ago, almost 6. It'll be 6 weeks this coming Sunday. And that's causing me a lot of suffering, obviously. And so this practice of self-compassion is something that has been very helpful to me, and one of the reasons why I wanted to do it this evening. So again, find your comfortable seat, close your eyes, and just slow down your breath while you listen to my voice. I'm going to guide you through these 3 phrases, and then at the end we'll have just some time and some silence to breathe. Okay? Let's get started. The first phrase is that this is just a moment of suffering. We're going to bring mindful awareness to the fact that the suffering is present. A lot of times we don't even acknowledge it. And I'd invite you to find some language that speaks to you. Something like, this is really hard right now, or I'm really struggling with this. When we actually turn towards our difficulty and acknowledge it and name it, that can actually help. Just simply thinking, this is a moment of suffering. Now, the second phrase and reminder is that suffering is a part of life. I would not be grieving my father the way I am if I didn't love him so much. And with love comes grief. It's a natural part of life. So we're reminding ourselves that we're a common part of humanity, that this experience is common to humanity. And again, finding language that speaks to you. Say something like, it's not abnormal to feel this way. Many people are going through similar circumstances or situations. And the degree of suffering may be different. The flavor of the suffering may be different. But suffering is a part of life and part of being human, just like love is. And I want to add this. One type of suffering isn't more noble than another. Feelings are not illegitimate. They just are. Now the third phrase is, may I be kind to myself in this moment. And to support bringing kindness to yourself, I'd invite you to put your hands over your heart, or maybe on your diaphragm, or on your belly, or any place on your body that feels soothing and comforting. Feeling the warmth of your hands, the gentle touch, and letting those feelings of care stream through your fingers. May you be kind to yourself. And again, using any language that supports that sense of kindness to yourself. Perhaps use language that you would use with a good friend that was suffering, or with a young child that you care about, who might be going through something very similar. It may be something like, I'm here for you, or it's going to be okay. I care about you. I see you. I know it's hard right now. You can even try using a diminutive, if that feels comfortable. And say to yourself, oh darling, I know that it's awful and I'm so sorry. A lot of times just acknowledging what's going on and feeling seen, even by yourself, can really help with this practice. You can try calling yourself by your first name, or if that feels weird or unnatural, you just can simply express your deep wish that you will be well, that you will be happy, and that you will be free from suffering. That's one of the common Buddhist prayers. And then let's just let that practice be. I'm going to give you a few minutes just to breathe quietly while you do this for yourself, again, just in your own mind's eye. Conjure a situation. Acknowledge that you're suffering. Acknowledge that suffering is a part of being human. And then finally, practicing some self-compassion for yourself. Breathing in slowly. And breathing out. Notice how your body feels right now. Sometimes, when this is very challenging, the breath can feel ragged. And if that's the case, shorten your breath. Don't try to elongate it. Try not to even change it. Just be aware of it without trying to change the nature of it. Allow whatever sensations you're feeling to just be as they are. And think of this as a safe, supported space to hold your suffering, to acknowledge it and to hold it. Just allowing them to be. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes. I want to mention 2 books that, if this is a practice that resonated with you, or that you feel like you really need to know more or need to practice this more, I would recommend 2 books by Sharon Salzberg. She's written a lot about self-compassion. One is called The Force of Kindness. I'll put the links to these actually below in Facebook, in the Facebook Live, in the comments, and on YouTube. I'll put it in the description. And then the second book is called Compassion, A Way of Being with the World. And actually, there's a third one too. Karen Armstrong is a very famous religious writer, and she did a TED Talk on compassion, and then did a compassion contract to try to help bring peace among the different religions among the world. And that's also very good. So I will make a note of that as well in the comments and in the description. So I hope you found this helpful today. I will see you back here tomorrow on Friday at 6. And I wish you a happy and restful evening, and that you may be free from suffering. Ciao.